Hall of Fame shit, nigga. Keep it. Come on, get out there. Get out there. Okay. Good catch, my boy. 5 Unit Nation, man. Number 1, man.
Oh my God, run this shit up, man. Let's go home. We found.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of SGDS. Same goals, different struggle. This is episode number 96. I am your host, Ajay Brown, y'all. It's a little early. It's like almost 6 a.m. where I'm at, man. So just trying to knock this out real quick before I get back to my work schedule. If you haven't heard of me before, I talk mental health, politics, sports, relationship, a little bit of everything. But today, y'all, is one of the mental health things. As you know, before I get started, please like, subscribe, comment. This is going to be pre-recorded, but please like, subscribe, and comment. So today I'm going to go over the TD Jakes interview with Jason Wilson. If you don't know who Jason Wilson is, he's just how can I say this? A powerful speaker. They'll break down what he does and stuff like this. I've seen him on different podcasts and stuff like that. And then I got some more things I'll talk about afterwards, but I want to go ahead and get into this before so I can go ahead and knock this out, y'all. I'm gonna start with the first episode
about some of those rugged places as a boy growing up that helped shape you into the man that you are today.
Well, one, I would go back to before I was even born, when my grandfather was lynched in 1935 in Fort Pierce, Florida. He was beaten by the police there and then lynched just for wanting to be treated as a human being. After that had happened, my mother and her family were ostracized by the black community because everyone was in fear that they would come to them, and they wanted to make sure that there'd never be another Estes Wright, who was my grandfather. So they racially terrorized my family, and that trauma passed down through my generation, and I saw it. So that was my first time seeing, such deep sadness and sorrow and depression. And like I said, my brother was murdered when I was 3 years old. At a formative year, during my formative years, something stopped. So my mother loved me and was very affectionate, but when he got taken away, my neighbor said that she was like in a deep depression, and if not for the community rallying around her, my mother probably wouldn't have made it. And so that lack of affirmation and attention that I needed from my mother during my formative years affected me and made me into a loner, and that prohibited me from truly like expressing how I feel as a man even today. But growing up, my brothers being slapped with the flat sides of butcher knives by their fathers, I saw the effects of that through their fears, their depression. And I said, you know what? I don't want this to be my story. Like, yeah, we're going to experience trauma, but it doesn't have to be my experience in life. And so I fought really hard to do the introspective work needed to heal. And I'm still going through the journey. And then growing up, and my father, who I wouldn't say he's a Rolling Stone, but I had a brother that had no idea I had.
Okay.
And they kept us apart for a reason. I heard that my mother didn't want to bring him in, because she was concerned how it would affect the family. But he and I finally met, and unfortunately his life was taken when he was 27. He was in drugs, millionaire. So that was another brother I lost. So I thought my life would be one of losses.
So your grandfather was murdered. Your brother was murdered. Your father was murdered.
No, my father's son.
Your father's son.
Yeah, Keith. Yeah, so I had another brother. So they would say he's my half brother.
Okay.
He was murdered.
He was murdered.
Yes.
When you look at that situation, you talk about the way your mother changed and how you felt about it created a mother wound, for lack of a better word,
Yes.
In your heart and in your life. Did you go through therapy? Are you going through therapy? How is that working for you?
I think I'm always going through therapy, honestly, Bishop, but yeah, I, honestly, I started therapy in 2015, when I realized I had a lot of unresolved anger, and I was in jeopardy of losing my marriage. And so we did a deep dive, and it changed a lot for the good. But my mother wound, I didn't realize I had until recently, because I didn't understand why I had such difficulty being affectionate to my wife, beyond, being intimate. And my psychotherapist helped me trace back all the years when, if I got injured, I had to go get the Band-Aid myself and do these other things, because my mother, her brain was wired to love me. Because my mother, anyone who knows my mother and my relationship, she loved me, but she was guarded, justifiably so, because she had lost a son. And so she's like, I'm a love you, but I'm scared to really trust you with not trust you, but trust, I would even say God at the time, with her heart, like, cause I don't want to be hurt again. And so because of that, I really didn't get her affection and love like I longingly desired until she developed dementia, until she was able to finally forget what happened to her and her family, cause she now live in the moment. And Bishop, honestly,
yeah, no, actually I have 4 kids.
Damn.
This settlement check completely changed my life, and it came from a car accident I almost forgot about. I never imagined.
It's hard for me to remember anything outside of the last 7 years of me caring for her with dementia, because that's something I long for as a boy and even as a man, to really finally, I'm 42 years old. I would sit with my mother and lay my head on her shoulder because of the weight that I carry and what I do. No words were spoken, but just for her to hug me was something I really desired. And I learned from the truth that as long as we hold on to it and we don't cast it to God, it's not impossible, but it makes it that much more different to live in the moment.
You've got quite a bit to unpack there. Because a lot of men have anger toward their mothers through unresolved issues that they will not express to their mother, but they enact the rage on their wife.
True.
And so mother wounds turn into domestic violence or rage in the house. Do you think that the catalyst of your rage and the trouble in your marriage was a way of venting some of the things you couldn't express as a boy about your mother?
Absolutely. And also, I don't leave my father out as well. Grew up in the same city, but wasn't really actively in my life, and very harsh because the way he was raised. They were parented. Discipline was the way, but discipline only kept us from getting in trouble in front of you. But we just figured out another way to continue to do what we wanted to do. But most definitely, Bishop, I remember being in the kitchen, and my wife was just conveying that she wanted to spend more time with me. And cause I expressed, man, I wish I had more time to spend with my son. And she simply said, I wish you had that same desire to spend with me. I heard from my wounds that this is something else I'm not doing right. Here we go again. And I started yelling, and I hit the refrigerator and put a dent in the refrigerator. And that's the first time and the last time I saw my wife's spirit decrease in front of me. And I vowed from that day forward that my wife would never feel like that in my presence around a man that she should be able to be transparent with and feel safe with. And in that moment, I realized that, whoa, I have a lot of unresolved anger, as you were just saying. And that's when I left it all on the field. I said, I will never make her ever feel that way ever again. But more importantly, I didn't ever want to express that anger on anyone like that. And so I did the work to resolve it. And thankfully, my father wound and my mother wound are healed. They're still like, moments or moments. Yeah. I mean, they exist, like, man, Dad, finances. I wish you would have taught me more, but then I don't judge him because he didn't know. He was just taught to work, not invest. And so when I teach young boys, you know, you got to learn how to forgive your parents as well. Everyone has a cause and effect.
Yeah.
And once I realized that, and that's how I'm able to work with boys with such patience, there's a reason for the way this young man acts.
You know, forgiveness is important. It does a lot to settle and resolve some of the conflict we have inside, but it doesn't fill the hole and the void from the things you didn't get. It just stops you from bleeding out about
That's
it.
good.
So you forgave him, but it still does not leave, fix the deficit that you have in your life, wishing you had had somebody in front of you to kind of guide you and instruct you a little bit more. Do you find as you get older that boy wound, that childhood wound, that issue that you had to process prematurely? Nobody 3 years old should have to process that kind of stuff 3 to 10 years old.
So that was the first clip, man. And I've been dealing with, and I could just speak on myself right now, man. I've had this problem right now where I feel like I misled my kids in certain things, and I've said this before. Mentally, I've had this problem where I'm still working on my temper and anger where I spaz out or I get mad. I haven't really punched nothing, but my kids have seen me punch a hole in the wall. I've had that problem with females too, just holding in unnecessary anger and stuff. And sometimes I even question if talking about it is really even helping me, man, because like I've got to a stage where I talk about it, man, but I don't know what it is, man. I just don't feel happy inside. And personally, right now, I'm just speaking on me. I'm at a stage now, man. It just feel like all I do is work, but I'm not getting nowhere with this shit. I think a lot of things too, I feel like I blame myself for. I put a lot on my shoulders and shit like that. And I just at the stage where like I said, and like TDJ said, you could forgive somebody, but it still doesn't fill the void of what you didn't have. And not having a father, to me, man, I think that just really, really, even though I feel like I could be the better man, even if somebody say I'm the better man, I just still inside don't feel like I'm that man that I could have been if I had a father around. And it's just, man, sometimes, like he said, kids, you could discipline them and stuff, but they find ways around certain stuff to, you know what I mean? And that scares me in a way, because I feel like my kids do that shit with me sometimes. Because there's only so much I can see. I can't see everything. So I feel like they do that shit with me some days, and it angers me because it's like, I know what you're doing. I know what type of games you're playing. And I'm at the point where y'all are old enough to deal with the consequences. Like, if you put yourself in these consequences, you're going to learn the hard way because you're not listening. I'm giving you the game, but you're not listening. And, man, sometimes I feel manipulated. And as a parent, right, you could give down discipline and stuff like that, but it's a guilt inside where it's like, damn, man, all I do is work. I don't really spend time with them as much time as I want to. And that's the guilt I'm feeling right now. And everybody gonna say certain things you're doing good. I even talked to my mom about it. She see how I do with the kids. Even coming from my baby mamas, they'll tell me I'm doing good and stuff like that. But inside, I'm still not happy with me as a person. You know what I mean? I feel like I should be further along in certain shit. I feel like I just be doing shit to waste my fucking time sometimes, even when it's doing this. You got people that say like, you're good at this, dude, you're good at that. But if I don't see the results like I feel like I should be seeing I question it. I'm questioning my head, like everything I'm doing. Am I just really wasting my time? Sometimes I feel like I'm just surviving just until the day I see the other side, y'all. And I hate to be negative, like on some real shit, because I don't want to be always on here being negative. Like, this shouldn't even be where it should be a negative. It's just really me venting. So I don't want to take it as a negative thing. It's just like, you never know who else could be feeling like this. You feel me? Like, as a parent, bro, like I said, I can't really talk to nobody about being a single father because I don't know too many single fathers. And every single father I do really know, they look up to me and see how I do things. So it's like, man, I don't really have nobody to talk to about this shit. So I just vent and do this pre-recording shit and vent. And when I see episodes and I'm studying other podcasts trying to learn what I'm doing wrong. How can I navigate and make my, channel grow and shit like this? I find deep messages and deep conversations that, I can't really have no more. Like, I don't really have this shit with everybody no more, man. I don't think I can. Grief is like I said, man, dealing with, situation where you're dealing with grief, you're dealing with bills, you're dealing with, people that depend on you. It's a lot of pressure, you feel me? And it's almost like, you feel me, a pressure, like you put a lot of pressure on something, it's going to explode, you feel me? So I don't know, man. Like, I sit up here and I could honestly be honest with y'all. I'm a work in progress still. Like I said, man, and I understand Mr. Jason in a way, like, I don't have that other, I don't have that partner that I wish I had. And it's something that I am trying to instill in my kids, where it's like, bro, get married and have a family and be like, have that support system. Because trying to do this shit on your own, even co-parenting, man, co-parenting is hard because you go through so many years of not being able to talk to that person, or y'all at war and shit like that. So I don't know, man. Like, I'm just taking it step by step, but I'm gonna play this next clip for y'all.
Articulate, well versed, do a lot of research on original languages, and it comes through when you speak, and you seem to be quite knowledgeable about some of everything, earthquakes and everything else. I mean, you got everything mixed up in there in a short period of time. How much of that is education, and how much of it is desperation to fill that hole?
That's really good, Bishop. I would say more so desperation and then revelation, like something divinely that came, that God gave me to create, to solve a problem. So yeah, I studied, but yet so much was divinely given. And then you can't forget the experience piece as well, Right. You can find someone who studies, books, but if they haven't applied any of what they learned to real life and tested it, does it really work? I test everything that I study, my experiences. I want to make sure that these principles line up across generations. And so most definitely it came from a desperation to give misguided, in my community, black boys, what I longed to have as a young boy myself. And that was a man that they could trust, have an allegiance to, someone who would challenge them but won't condemn them. And so that process took me about 18 years to develop the Cave of Adullam to what it is today, but most definitely came from, I wouldn't say desperation is good because we were in dire need, definitely like in the early 2000s. But I would say a deep desire to help these boys navigate through the pressures of this world without succumbing to their emotions.
I had a guy to interview me at one time. And right in the middle of the interview, he said, "You seem not to know that you're T.D. Jakes." Okay. I got that same feeling sitting here with you. You seem like you don't really know the magnitude of who you have become. On one hand, that reads as humility, but I wonder on the other hand if some of that, for me, it worked out to be detrimental in a way, because not seeing who I was made me not protect who I was.
Wow.
Okay, because I was so engrossed with the pain of my past that I didn't guard the power of my present. Okay. So it's hard for me to sit here and see that so definitive and not express it to you, and not take this opportunity to say it might be good to kind of do a little research into who you are now, and not just reflect on who you were then, but also understanding how you must guard who you are now. Because in other words, if you don't, you end up getting abused and all over again because you're preoccupied with taking care of that boy, and to the detriment of taking care of the brand that you're building, the person you're becoming, the way the world sees you. And I know you see all of you, but we only see the finished product of you. And if you're not careful, the same thing that happened with This Is Us starts happening in every area of your life, because you don't know that it's gold. You think it's just paint. And I wonder sometimes, have you ever had anybody tell you that what you have been given is gold?
First, I thank you for sharing that. That's a real, just a struggle I have with truly embracing the lion. Like, it feels like I'm in a cage, but the door is open. And God is like, I need that lion to come out. And there's so many other, like, stories I could share that shape that lion.
But if their knees touch,
you're hugging your knee.
Okay.
Both.
I'm Bree Hall.
And I'm Chloe Kitts.
And this is our stretcher.
Will make him stay in the cage longer than he should. But you're absolutely right. Like, not only knowing who I am, but whose I am, like, really. Like, he'll tell me some days, God will say, you're not acting like my son. It reminds me of the scene from Coming to America when the father came, like, you're living like this, what are you doing? And so I appreciate you sharing that, because that's my next evolution, is like embracing who he created me to be in its fullness, and not fearing being powerful. Do you know what I mean, Bishop? Like, I want to use power to free people. But a lion, you can't free people if you're in your own cave.
Yeah.
And so I know, I feel the power. I feel his anointing. And it's similar to like with David when he ran into his cave, even though we know he was running from Saul. But remember, he was going to be the second king ever. And the first one failed horribly. So just the pressure behind that alone, and then to know, like, I'm entrusted with something, and I have to have that lion fully released.
Yeah, because the odd thing about it is, on stage, dealing with other people's pain, you're very powerful, very strong, very absolute, very definite, very sure of yourself, very confident. You don't shrink back from the mic nor hold back from the individual. You're bold, and to use that term, alpha male, you have that kind of aggressive nature. But when it comes to talking about yourself, you shrink.
I'll be honest with you. My desire is the opposite of what I do. You know, remember Paul said he wavered between two opinions. Whether I go home with the Lord or stay here with the people, and he chose to stay with the people of God. That's my wavering. Like, whenever I have to do something for him, lion free, runs. Anyone speaks against him or hurting someone, the bullying, or a widow in need, or a homeless person, lion comes out free, strong. Myself is like, I'm serving you, and when you're ready, I'm coming home. And that's just the honest, to y'all truth. It's when I wake up and I pray to seek after his heart, and I imagine him looking at this world today. I don't see a joyous God. I see a grieving one because of the state of this world. And my heart is connected to that. And I see the pain, the heartache. You're looking in the kids' eyes, they're crying, and men that converses their eyes, and they're finally free, and they're crying and hugging, holding so much pain. I never denounce my call, but it's heavy, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know exactly. Yeah, it is very important. It becomes very important to us to lead a purpose-driven life and to help other people to respond to their pain, in part because in some ways saving them is saving us. We relate to them, we understand them, but on the other hand, I later learned that some of that living for others' needs is a hidden form of low self-esteem.
Yes, sir.
It's like everybody's worth saving but you. And I kind of want you to think about that. Hadn't planned to say this is not on my cards.
No,
anything.
I need it. You know, I do it so much for others that aren't planned in podcasts. So I appreciate you sharing this.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's more important than you. And so the planning and the attention and the focus and the depth that you give away, you also need. And maybe didn't get as a child and somehow have trouble receiving as a man. And I'm wondering how much your life would change if you would give to you what you give to us.
I think that was like the best one right there to me, like of the clips that I figured out, I went through, because that felt like a message to me. And I could say this, bro, like I got maybe 2 or 3 people, I say Nate, Jared, and my mom, that daily understands or say that, bro, you gotta rest. You be giving for everybody else, especially Nate. Nate'll hit me up all the time and say that. So I don't want to act like that I don't have people around that see it. I don't know how to stop. Like I said on my last one, my homegirl Jordan, she used to see it in me. Like all I used to do, you do for people. You give. You the one that it's feel like you was on the mission. This is your purpose. But when do you stop and put back into you? And that's been my hardest challenge. And man, I just had a breakdown. Feel me? Like I explode. Like I said, man, I question everything. Am I a good parent? Do I want to be a parent anymore? Do I want to run away? Like, bro, we go through so many emotions that people really don't talk about. Like, I really be going through it, bro, for real. And it's like, I'm not going to say nobody, like, even with help, bro, it just seems like it's not enough no more. I don't know if it's just over the years I had been trying to do this shit by myself so long that now I'm just tapped out or whatever. And I just see like I'm working and it's like no progression or no progress. And it's like, damn, bro, like I really gotta fucking figure this shit out. And only I know how to figure it out because don't nobody else know what's gonna make me happy. And I think that's like the hardest thing right now. That's like, man, you be living for everybody else. And then when it's time for you to live for you, you be so drained and tapped out that you really don't have the energy to figure it out. You get what I'm saying? And like, I hate living with anger, bro. You feel me? Like some things some people accept, and I've kind of in a way I'm 50-50 with it. I just trying to learn how to control it a lot of the time. But man, I'm tired of living in anger. Tired of like seeing my kids seeing me break down and shit like that, and them not really understanding how life is like a bitch, dog. Like it seems like it's every day, no matter how hard I am, it's another fucking problem. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, ever since I was young, I just feel like I always had so many responsibilities. Feeling like I just been, like I told you before in my last episode, I had to take care of my mom, take care of my grandma. And it's like, bro, you see like a lot of people don't understand what that feels like. Like I see it now when like people older, like people around me older now trying to take care of their family or just take care of their people. And it bothers them, and I'm looking at them like, bro, I've been doing this shit for so long. I don't know how the fuck I ain't explode. And people think a lot of the shit that I be going through when I break down or I explode, that it's just this, and that, bro. I hold on to a lot of things. Even when I talk about it, it still don't fill the void of, you know what I mean? You can forgive somebody all day long, but the problem is when you don't forget, it's still triggering. That's what I be trying to get people to understand. Like, we have trigger points. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like asking somebody to forget that they've been essayed. Like, usually they become a different type of person. They become more sexual and stuff like that. They like they cover up the voids and stuff like that. Like, I've seen it happen. that's why I say, like, when kids start, you know what I mean, you mess with kids young, you see they might grow up and end up messing with somebody doing the same thing to somebody else. And we never really go into deep covering on why people are like that. Like, that shit starts on a lot of time. That shit started at a young age. How can I say it? Trauma that has been not settled or anything, like, or you just never came to a way to understand how to cope with it. And you just take out your way of doing it or coping with it is doing the same thing you to somebody else. And that shit ain't right, man. Just like me taking out my anger. Like, bro, like, I hate my mom seeing me hurt like this, bro. Because I know it hurts her. Because she's done the best that she can. You feel me? Like, I can't put that on her. You get what I'm saying? And I see the anger and hurt that she go through and the pain she go through. And then my job is like, damn, bro, I want to be able to give my mom this house. I want to be able to give my kids a better life. You feel me? Like, I worked all this hard, but then I feel like, damn, bro, did I make the wrong fucking decision? Like, I'm always questioning that. Like, my landlord called me the other day, asked me this, and that, and I was talking about, I wanted a 3-bedroom, but then my mind, I'm like, bro, I'm already stressed out about shit I got going on now. Do I want to put myself in another stressed out position? You feel me? And that's what bothers me, because it's like, bro, I'm trying my hardest to get out of just survival mode. I hate survival mode. You feel me? And it's not to say, like I said, if I'm get rich, that I still be happy. I know I still have trauma. I still have bullshit I got to get through. But a lot of time, man, money helps fix a lot of things. And it's like, bro, I just keep getting behind on certain shit, and I don't understand all these fucking hours I put in. Just being a father and shit like that, man, it's getting drainful. You feel me? To the point, like I tell y'all, bro, like I be on this bitch, just be like, man, whenever the day comes, God wants me to come home, I don't even think I'll be mad. And I be telling my kids, bro, y'all gonna really, I try not to tell them this, but they gonna really see what they're gonna really understand my value once I feel like I'm gone, because now I just feel like I'm there, like I'm just a safety net. And they supposed to feel like that, but in the same way, man, it's like, damn, I ain't really feel like that growing up. Like, I always felt like I had to go get it. You know what I mean? Like, I just had a different mindset. And you always want better for your kids, but in the same way, man, some things I wish I would have gave them that I grew up with. Because now I got to worry about them when they go out here in this real world. Just like I was telling my daughter, like, I understand you have headaches. You get what I'm saying? But these headaches ain't you got to understand, you can't just be missing school. Now you putting this shit back on me. Now I got to go deal with this shit. But I also got to get you ready for the real world, because you'll be 15 this year. And what coming with that is, you got to understand, this world don't give a fuck about your headaches. I hate to say it, but they don't. They'll fire your ass. And that's what, like, trying to get that through her head. I understand that she's 15, but I don't even know if she's going to ever get it. And I don't want life to make her understand it, because life's a bitch. And that, like, to me, bro, I don't want to see my daughter out here going through that. I don't want to, I pray I raised them right, but sometimes I question that shit, y'all. Like, I really question what I've done, like, just the shit, bro. Like, I really question, am I that good of a father, or have I just done enough? Or have I not done enough, bro? Like, I'm always asking myself these fucking questions, bro. And it's like, it's stressing me out to a point where it's just like, man, was they better off with their moms? Was they better off with somebody else? Like, was I really the person that they should have been with? Like, these are questions I ask myself every day, y'all. But let me get to the next video.
Articulate, well-versed, do a lot of research on original languages, and it comes through when you speak, and you seem to be quite knowledgeable about some of everything, earthquakes and everything else. I mean, you got everything mixed up in there in a short period of time. How much of that is education, and how much of it is desperation to fill that hole?
That's really good, Bishop. I would say more so desperation and then revelation, like, something divinely that came, that God gave me to create, to solve a problem. So yeah, I studied, but yet so much was divinely given. And then you can't forget the experience piece as well, you know.
Right.
You can find someone who studies, you know, books, but if they haven't applied any of what they learned to real life and tested it, you know, does it really work? You know, I test everything that I study, my experiences. I want to make sure that these principles line up across generations. And so most definitely it came from a desperation to give misguided, in my community, black boys, what I longed to have as a young boy myself. And that was a man that they could trust, have an allegiance to, someone who would challenge them but won't condemn them. And so that process is, took me about 18 years to develop the Cave of Adullam to what it is today, but most definitely came from, I wouldn't say desperation is good because we were in dire need, definitely like in the early 2000s. But I would say a deep desire to help these boys navigate through the pressures of this world without succumbing to their emotions.
I had a guy to interview me at one time. And right in the middle of the interview, he said, "You seem not to know that you're T.D. Jakes." Okay. I got that same feeling sitting here with you. You seem like you don't really know the magnitude of who you have become. On one hand, that reads as humility, but I wonder on the other hand if some of that, for me, it worked out to be detrimental in a way because not seeing who I was made me not protect who I was.
Wow.
Okay, because I was so engrossed with the pain of my past that I didn't guard the power of my present. Okay, so it's hard for me to sit here and see that so definitive and not express it to you and not take this opportunity to say it might be good to kind of do a little research into who you are now and not just reflect on who you were then, but also understanding how you must guard who you are now. Because in other words, if you don't, you end up getting abused and all over again. Because you're preoccupied with taking care of that boy and to the detriment of taking care of the brand that you're building, the person you're becoming, the way the world sees you. And I know you see all of you, but we only see the finished product of you. And if you're not careful, the same thing that happened with This Is Us starts happening in every area of your life because you don't know that it's gold. You think it's just paint. And I wonder sometimes, have you ever had anybody tell you that what you have been given is gold?
First, I thank you for sharing that. That's a real, just a struggle I have with truly embracing the lion. Like it feels like I'm in a cage, but the door is open. And God is like, I need that lion to come out. And there's so many others.
Y'all, so I think I played that one already. I ended it. My bad, y'all. Don't cuss me out for that. If I could edit this shit out, I would. But my bad. Let me get to the next one.
It's the next chapter because the next chapter is new and the next chapter is uncertain and the next chapter can be frightening and the next chapter doesn't necessarily fit the narrative of the previous chapter. And for all of those reasons, we find it more comfortable to stay within our comfort zone. But God is not interested in us being comfortable. He's interested in us being challenged. And if we stay where we're comfortable, we do it to the detriment of growing into who we could be, and we still have a chance to be. If we can embrace the idea that, in fact, I'm worth it. Not just, you have no problem with God. He's worth it. You have no problem with the young boys and the boy on his father's back. You see it good. But I expected to talk to that guy when I sat down and started talking to you. I was thrown aback a little bit because I don't see that guy when it comes to you're hanging out with Lawrence Fishburne. You're doing all these amazing things. You're doing this documentary. You've been to the White House. You received all those awards. So you talk about it like you're talking about French fries.
Yes.
The only thing that you talk about was zeal and passion. Always has something to do with your wife or your kids or somebody you helped. And I'm wondering about you. I'm wondering if there's anybody in your life who ever asked you, how are you?
That's rare. Yeah, my wife, of course, and, my brother Ron would check, but it's very rare. And have a few men around, but I ask that question more than I hear it. And, but also I own that too, as I would share with men, if you look like Superman, they're going to think you can do superhero stuff 24/7.
The only problem with looking like Superman, I find this as being a big man, 6'2". Nobody picks up a guy that's 6'2".
It's true, yeah.
Okay, you don't get the passion that a 4'8" guy would get. You don't get the concern. Your body image, your body language, the way that you carry yourself does almost counteracts what you really need.
That's true. I often say, who tows the tow truck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Who tows the tow truck? That's a great way to describe it. And I think you have to be intentional about finding people in your life who are self-assured enough to tow you. The therapy gives us part of it. It gives us language.
Yes, sir.
For our pain. It helps us to sort through the rubbish of our memories and put them in order and index and file and categories and so forth and so on. But if we stop with naming it and we don't move on into turning the page to living the life that all of that affords us to live, because all of those painful, horrific things that we just talked about were down payments on a better future.
Yes.
So you paid the price. I'm going to go old school and say you paid for the layaway, but you never came to pick up the content.
Wow.
So for you, turning the page, in my view, means embracing your now and your next and planning out, dreaming about what that should be, and considering yourself worthy, not just because you love to do it for other people, and not just because you care about other people, which is wonderful, not just because you love God, which is wonderful, but I also think you have to love you.
Yeah.
Chapter number 4, Growing Older.
I had recently had an MRI of my lower back. I have 2 herniated discs, T10 and 11, but I always feared getting an MRI of my lower back from all the martial arts training, the falls and the throws. I knew something was wrong. And that's why I appreciate you sharing this, because I recently came to conclusion that, my moment on the mats is done almost, because my body can't take it. And so that's a form of self-love or self-maintenance as well, as saying, time is up here. Doesn't mean my time is up here. But like you were saying, this chapter is over. And that's very difficult for many men, especially like when you've lived. If the chapter was maybe 80 pages and the book is 100 pages that if 80 pages was one chapter you feel, and now you got to close all of this to transition. That was difficult for me to hear from my doctor, but at the same time, loving myself enough to say, I was faithful. And I trust you that where I'm going will be better. And that's where I'm at now. It's, I I say self-love is hard for men to just say, but self-maintenance we kind of gather because we used to maintain it.
Mm-hmm.
But self-love is really important because we are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mm-hmm.
And in his eyes, we're extremely valuable. And you're right, we can allow the trauma, the experiences to define our worth when those are just experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And they were meant to shape you, not become your story per se. Like
Right.
this, like people would say the cave of Adullam is your life story. And I was like, I'm not dead yet. How can you say that? I could do something in 3 years that you would say, wow, that's his life story. So yeah.
Even with, by the way, we have a whole lot in common. I had a laminectomy between L4 and L5.
Wow.
So I went through sciatica. I had all the pains of that. I went through the surgery, the slow recovery. I had to preach in a chair. I couldn't stand up, and I wasn't sure that I would ever be the same again. I had some problems with my vocal cords, lost my whole upper range, and wasn't sure I would be able to talk again. And anytime something threatens the things that we think that we are good at, if we're not careful, we decide we're no good.
Okay.
Because we only think we're good as long as we are.
So yeah, I went through something like that. So I went through that when I was when I had that situation that they had to take out half my colon, and I had those 2 surgeries that I always talk about during COVID. And what happened to me was I didn't know that I wasn't gonna be able to box again. Mind you, I wasn't already boxing because I always with boxing, man. Boxing is so mental, bro, and my mental has never been the strongest. I admit to that. It's probably gotten stronger since the surgery. Most like being real, but before that, man, I wasn't really invested into boxing like I should have been. And I think that's why I say a lot of time I fucked up the decision making I'm making. Even with doing like music and shit, bro, it's just like, man, I think I just spent a whole bunch of money and wasted my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like this shit wasn't even really worth it. And everybody else see the talent, or everybody else see something in me that I don't know that I see sometime in myself. And it's like, you could talk passionate, like I could talk passionate about my kids, about other shit, but when it comes to certain things like I said, boxing or anything like that, just certain shit, I don't know, man. Like, when it comes down to me, I don't have that passion to talk about it. Like, I just feel like it just was my destiny or my purpose to do. You feel me? Like, I see a lot of time when people be doing certain things, they be recording it. Sometimes I question, are they recording it for the right reason, or are they just recording it for the attention? And then sometimes I question, I was like, man, shit, why not record it? Because ain't nobody else gonna give you your flowers. You know what I mean? So it's like, and everybody else ain't gonna show their appreciation that what you're doing. So why not? Like, sometimes you want to show that you are giving back to the neighborhood. You are doing certain things. And that's how I be feeling sometimes, like, damn, I be doing certain things, but I don't feel like I get the recognition. That just sounds selfish in certain ways, but we're human. When I say this, like, we all have these thoughts, and good or bad, you feel me? Good or bad, however you feel, we all have thoughts in our head where it's like you giving out so much of yourself, you pouring into others, like I say all the time, but when you pour back into you, it's an empty hole in the cup. And you pouring back into you, but nobody really comes in to pour back into you. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm no, man. Like, I just feel like sometimes, bro, I just be wanting to cut the world off. You get what I'm saying, y'all? Like, I really want to cut everything off. I be wanting to quit this podcasting, but that's not the image I want to show my kids. Like I said, bro, I love my kids to death. Everybody know that. But now that they're teenagers, it's like when you spoil the kids, you don't really, I don't know when it hits other people, but it literally hit me maybe after watching this, just like, damn, my kid's gonna be in this world, and one day I'm not gonna be here. You feel me? Like, I want to know that I prepared them right. Did I teach them right? Did I give them the right knowledge and to make them successful in this world? I don't. They watch me struggle and shit like that. They watch me struggle. They watch, their mom go through stuff. They watch their grandma go through stuff. I just don't want them to have to go through that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my kids to have to suffer and be in survival mode. That's why I teach them to bond together and be there for each other. Because that's one thing I can say, bro, when it comes down to the black family. Our family is not the same, bro. Like, we're not as strong as other cultures. Other cultures come together. Other cultures stick together. Even if they might not get along, bro, like they be 10, 20 deep in one house. You feel me? Like, it's us that have to have the flashy stuff, gotta have this, and that. And then I'm trying to get that shit even out of my daughter. Like, all this material shit don't matter. You can have all this shit, but you're gonna be having all this shit on the corner of the side of the road. Something happened to me. Yeah, you can go stay with your moms and stuff like that, or you can go stay with somebody else, but how you know it's gonna be the same? Or like, how do you know they're gonna be able to do the same things? It's still, you never know what somebody else can do, especially when you so used to one thing. Now you getting older, you gotta get it set in your mind that, okay, I'm gonna have to get a job one day. I'm gonna have to get out here, even though you might have a future and career and this is what you want to do. You already know what you want to do, cool. But you gotta have the money to support this. Like, I had to have the money to do these podcasts. I had to have this money to do the music. I had to have the money to pay for boxing. I had to get a job. I couldn't just sit around and, hope and wish and stuff. And you look at other people, and that's the one thing, man, I used to tell myself, and I gotta stop doing. I hate looking at other people's lives and be like, damn, what am I doing wrong? Because you can't compare everybody's life. You shouldn't compare yourself to nobody. And I know everybody ain't going through what I'm going through. But let me get to this next clip, y'all.
Nobody picks up a guy that's 6'2".
It's true, yeah.
Okay.
I keep doing that, my bad.
Working my way back there as well. You're right. When you start collecting these losses like badges of honor,
right,
that's when it becomes a problem.
And the other thing too is, when we grew up with absentee father and daddy issues, we didn't have older age modeled for us correctly.
That's good.
So sometimes we get older, but we don't really know how to do it. And we yearn to be who we were because we knew how to do that. And there were several things that we did well that we were very proud of. And those things are being taken away from us with age. And nobody has modeled for us. You don't know how to father you. And there's still an abandonment there that you fill up with serving other people. And what I am saying to you is, there's a whole big, beautiful world on the other side of growing older.
Yes.
It's a magnificent world that you'll miss having an inner temper tantrum about not being as young as you were. You'll miss being proud of your brain because you're not able to lift your body weight anymore. You'll miss being amazing moments that anybody would just go crazy about. You trivialize them. So you are much more articulate about what went wrong than you are about what went right, which says to me, you don't drink from the waters of what went right like you drink from the waters of what went wrong. And I think you have to be intentional about that.
Yes.
I had to be intentional about it. I'll be transparent. I had to be intentional about finding the joy of being 68 versus 28. I had to be intentional about how I talk to myself about me when nobody's around.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes.
My self-talk.
Yes, sir.
I found out that I was feeding myself poison and wondering why I couldn't breathe. And anytime you talk to yourself in a way that almost belittles where you are because you long for where you've been, and you're grieving. Your life is full of grief. Your best friend died, your brother died, you had all these losses in your life, your mother was absent, your father was gone. You've had a lot, you've got a master's degree in losing stuff. And so you have given yourself to everybody else, because you've not had a moment in your life that you talk much about where you were on the receiving end and you were important and you were the star of the moment and you were celebrated. And when you do have those moments, you don't receive them well. You skip over them. Always, it was just Lawrence Fishburne. It was just, I was just at the White House. You're almost running away from the joy of reflection on what you have accomplished.
Yeah.
Does that resonate with you?
Does it resonate? I think you'd have talked to my wife before I got in here. Yes, it resonates. That's why I write the way I do, because I know it. And you're right about the pain, but the other side is the joy. And I was just with my therapist, and he says, what thinkless hobby do you have? And I started naming it. Used to be martial arts. Used to be this. Martial arts turned into the Cave of Adullam. Music turned into Christian hip hop ministry. The guitar I wanted to be able to play in the praise and worship. And I said, wait a minute. Everything that I do turns into a mission.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Like, why am I doing that? Like I can perform for God almost, because you're right, that father wound, a lot of us look at God the same way, but
right.
He's not nowhere near like earthly fathers,
right.
period.
Right.
And so, no, yes, it resonates. I mean, when my wife watched this, she gonna say, thank you. I'm serious, because, we hear it from our wives, and I'm very open with her. She, I have no, fear with telling her, even when I'm nervous or anything. We have that type of relationship. But I know deep
behind every great moment in history,
India, I'm coming for you!
there are 1,000 people certain it fails.
You think he'll make it?
Absolutely not.
I feel like he has a chance, though.
Feelings are cheap. What does Kalshi have to say? I shall put many doubloons on Columbus getting lost. There's no chance they make it. No is the overwhelming favorite. Will anyone go against the market? What happened to that feeling?
I'm trading my treasure on Columbus completing his voyage.
Kalshi.
inside, God is like, there's so much more if you just take another step. And that's why I tell men who beat themselves up about not being this perfect man, I'm like, brother, there is no master level in manhood. Right. As you said, I got to learn how to be an older man and hopefully one day a grandfather, and accepting it and embracing just the change. And so I really appreciate you for sharing this, because when I say this is something he's been telling me this entire year, like, I love you. You're good enough.
Yeah.
I got you.
Right.
And to celebrate, like, another one of my books passed over 100,000 sales. And, in the book industry,
yeah,
the average book sell like 400 copies.
Yeah, right.
I had the plaques made and took it to the frame shop for them to frame up so I can put it on my wall to say, this is something I was able to accomplish.
Right.
And so although I'm in that direction walking, I appreciate you, because now it's inspiring me to run.
Right.
And so I thank you for that.
Yeah, because if you bring the fullness of your brain from the times I've heard you speak into the presence of who you are now, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And you bring the fullness of
So, man, that's why I say, bro, you got to start accepting your accomplishment and giving yourself your own flowers, because sometimes we look over our accomplishment, man. Like, I used to think about, like, all the shit I got all the little awards I got, man, I ain't even got them on the wall, bro. Like, that shit crazy. You know what I mean? And then, like, even when my landlord called me the other day, bro, and I don't know why the fuck he called me, so called. Like, Ventron ain't never fucking called me unless it was bullshit. But to tell me, like, they care and talk, I know it's just running game, but, like, they know how long I've been here. Feel me? As a 35-year-old, man, I've been with them for 10 years. You feel me? 10 years, dog. I have my own apartment, my own place, bro. And, bro, like, I don't even, that's an accomplishment in this fucking self, but I don't look at it like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of dudes ain't never had their own spot or their own car. It just feel like, man, I should be more happy for certain things. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of people who don't even have a place to sleep right now. You know what I mean? It's cold outside. People getting laid off. And I'm sitting over here dwelling about stuff, and it's like, it seems selfish, right? And it seems like you just not thankful. But it's not even that, bro. It's just like, damn, bro, like, I'm going hard. You feel me? How much harder do I have to go? How many obstacles do I gotta keep going over just to get here? And then you be like, damn, why this motherfucker get the goddamn, then this motherfucker get this and this, like, then I'm looking at shit, I'm like, I looked at my tax return, I'm like, damn, bro, did I even work this hard? Like, I ain't even work, I ain't get the amount of money that I thought I made, I ain't even made. Am I getting robbed? Like, what the fuck really going on? So, like, even now, bro, like, when I've been monetized on Facebook for like maybe 2 or 3 years now, but most of the time I've been fucked up, like, I've been blocked, because I'm always getting into shit. That's an income that I probably need to, like, if I'm gonna do this shit, bro, I gotta do this shit right in a way where it's still getting my message off, but still I ain't getting blocked all the time again. Like, I'm not cutting myself off from my money. Like, I gotta take advantage of all the opportunities I got. And a lot of times I feel like I haven't taken advantage of a lot of opportunities. Like, I've been offered jobs and shit like that, bro, just off my work ethic alone. You know what I mean? Like, I know people see this shit, but I don't see it yet. And that might sound crazy to some people, but maybe I even got to get used to getting older. You feel me? Like, man, it's hard when you 35 and people think, oh, you still calling you like, bro, you still young. Like, I tell them people, bro, like, man, I feel like I done lived the life of a 60, 70-year-old, bro, at 35. You know, grieving. I took a lot of grief and stuff like that, and you hold on to it, and you try to keep going. You try to be strong for everybody else. Not, you know what I mean? Like, you trying to keep the thing going, but you hurting inside, like, deep down. And what I respected most is Mr. Jason said, I forgot this man's last name. Let me see something, y'all. Cause I don't like to call people by their first name out of respect sometimes. Mr. Wilson. What I respected is he was saying that he he could go talk to his wife. And it's funny that he said that, because, like, on a Facebook post this week, we was all like, me and the homies were like, you can't talk to these females. And I'm pretty sure the woman he has is just a different type of breed. Like, and those are literally, majority of them are all taken, for really how I feel, because a lot of times when we say we can't talk to females, and I don't want to bash nobody, like, I ain't even on that right now. When we can't talk to females, just speaking from a male point of view, we can't talk to them because it's used against us when we had like an argument or at our lowest. And it's like, damn, bro, like, I've opened up to you about certain shit that I know that was vulnerable to me, and you using this shit against me. Why would I even trust you anymore to say anything? You just gonna use this shit against me. You get me? So it's like, and we always been taught to suck shit up and handle it ourselves. And I think, man, that kills us faster than anything. That's why I do try to talk to my brothers, or I try to get them to talk about certain things, or we have these conversations and stuff like that, because it needs to be talked about. Because a lot of us ain't got the balls to really talk about this shit, especially on camera. Like, niggas don't understand, bro, to get on this motherfucker and really be able to talk and have people watch your content, and you be vulnerable and shit like that, and people be judgmental of how you think or what you going through. Mind you, these sorry motherfuckers just typing behind the social media thing, bro. Everything gotta be an image, everything gotta look good, makeup and everything, bro. Everybody not gonna get on this bitch and just be who they is, because we live inside social media is just a fake ass world. And once you understand that, you can get lost in it sometimes. You feel me? Like, and it's hard. But like once you understand that, man, you don't really take it personal. You just understand what this shit is and how you got to find your place in it. And some people find it by just disconnecting from it. I ain't mad at that. I understand it. But it's like, you done built this platform. You done built this shit. Your brother, like, Q is watching down. I'm pretty sure he proud. But it's like, damn, bro, like, still like something feel like something missing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not happy. I'm going to keep saying that shit until I figure out what's going to make me happy. Because it's like, bro, no matter how hard I go, bro, it just don't add up to what I needed to add up. And I'm like, man, I got to get my kids to understand this shit. Like, bro, this is a wicked-ass world. And you got some wicked-ass, crazy-ass people that run this world. Like, I just seen a video that I'm going to do when I get a chance about the Rothschilds. I thought it was another, but it was Israel that they created. They built Israel, the Rothschild family. They own Israel. And I do remember, I forgot what video or documentary I was watching, because they funded the World War and they took it from Palestine, because Palestine was going to actually have that. And they were going to create something over there. But during that war back in World War II, the Rothschilds are the ones that funded it. Like, that people don't understand, like, history and understand stuff that be really going on. That's why the United States is Israel a little bitch. Like, we be talking about the president. The president is not running shit, bro. It's these families, these top-ranked families who got all this money. And took somebody literally can get more money than them. Like, I see why Elon having all them kids, bro. People be thinking Elon just having all them kids. Like, bro, when you get up there and you study how they do certain shit, bro, and not, like, I'm going to get back on top of it, but just see how they do shit, man, it's a different type of world. You get what I'm saying? And like, man, I be watching a lot of these videos, man, that I wish I'm gonna start doing more on, man. Try to like put that game up out there, man, if I still do this. Cause I still question if I want to do this some days, y'all. Like, I just got a lot on me, bro. You get what I'm saying? And I'm still working on how to like make my shit better if I can get more views and shit. But I don't know, man. We just gonna keep swinging it, y'all. Let me play the next clip.
Yeah. That's when I know I've really embraced the fullness of everything. That every, the good, the bad, and accepting it so much that I'm liberated in a way where it doesn't even matter if I miss a step or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm in this moment and embracing every aspect of it.
I was listening to some music one day in the shower, and I found myself dancing in the shower. And I don't think I've ever done that before. And I thought, this is what happy feels like. Not this is what service feels like.
Yes, sir.
Not this is what a mission feels like. Not this is what a message feels like. Not this is what winning to be happy with just you.
Yes. I get that feeling, Bishop, in the mornings, getting a vegan muffin, and some tea or some coffee, and you have that window where it's just serene, and it's like, no one's calling me, nothing to do, and I can just chill here for a moment. I'm thankful I get to experience that every day, but to your point, there's so many more moments of that if I just embrace the blessings in the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
To have the courage to dream again. Sometimes when you lost a lot of things, you don't birth anything else because you figure you might lose it.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's the same thing your mother went through.
Yes.
We relive our parents' trauma. So you neglect your baby because you don't want to throw your heart at it because it might die.
Even my dad, to some extent, his heartache and pain, it took for him to be bedridden with Parkinson's disease for me to hear that he loved me. But I heard it, And
what was that like when you heard it?
Man, so he was called to be a pastor, and he ran from his call. He told God, "You got the wrong guy."
Yeah,
and
I tried that too. That doesn't work well.
And so, I had in that moment, the Holy Spirit said, tell your father, thank you for being the dad I needed. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, I needed a different dad. But what he was saying, no, he was what you needed to get you to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him that and prayed. We prayed together. And as I was walking out, I heard heavy breathing. I'm like, I turned around. He was crying. That's the first time I ever seen. My father was no joke. Like,
right.
Serious man. Like, no one ever tested my dad. He was weeping. I walk over to him. I wipe his tears. I say, what's going on, Dad? He was like, I love you, son. So to hear that at 37 years old, it frees so much. And like you're saying, you know, I had to actually publicly apologize to him because, you know, we be so hard on our fathers, you know, and, I said, Dad, you know, you did the best you could for me.
Yeah.
And in those moments, you know, like you said, if you keep looking at the bad, you miss the good that a person does.
Right.
And I went on a retreat one day to work on this father wound. And I remembered the words, the times he was. Yeah, he wasn't there a lot, but when he did apologize, he didn't know how to say it how we do today.
Right.
It was through a game with $10, son. You know? He loved me. But he verbalized it when I was 37.
Yeah.
And just to understand it, when I finally knew his cause and effect, I was able to forgive more and more. And so I know as men, once we can move past the past, like I say, time travel will stay there. I mean, trauma will stay there if we keep it there.
Right.
It only can come to the present if we allow it to time travel.
Right.
And that's the hardest thing, because like you're saying, if I see something else that's good coming, I was hurt by this, so I'm not really going to be rejoiceful in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
That whole emotion in that moment could have sparked some other ideas to even make it become a reality. So I thank you for following the Holy Spirit, for speaking, because everything you said confirmed what he's been telling me, and you had no idea.
No.
So I thank you for that, you know. And so often, I was on Brother Cam Newton's show recently, and I flew down there only for him. Not promoting my book or anything. I just, Holy Spirit, I need you to go talk to him. And you're right. It's like, I willingly give, but what about even to myself? And so I thank you again, because I'm finally in a different seat.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate you from breaking the script. And pouring into me, you know, as we pour into so many others.
Yeah, I understand that. I do that for a living. I understand the side effects of being a paramedic.
Yes, sir.
You know, and you're always waiting for the next alarm to go off. And you love what you do, and you get fulfillment and joy out of it. But the years go by.
Yes, sir.
And all of a sudden you realize that you needed service too. And that's why I think people who are listening at this podcast right now, there are some that are listening at this shocked because they don't have anybody to talk to like this.
That's true.
You can talk about deep things, whether, you know, men talk all the time about superficial things. She's cute, she's fine. Then my team just won the Super Bowl. You know, we talk about stuff that really don't matter. But when it comes to issues of the heart, I found out what lays on your heart ends up in your heart.
That's good.
So it took a massive heart attack for me to realize that all of that manifests in my heart started out on my heart. So getting people to the place where they can get off their chest the weight that accompanies the responsibility that you have.
Yes.
May prevent them from bursting a blood vessel or producing some sort of malfunction that breaks them down a little bit, you know.
Impulsive violence or anything.
Yeah, man. So that's another thing, bro. Like, we do a lot for each other, bro. We do a lot for other people, bro. What do we really put back into each other, like put back into ourselves? And like I said, man, I'm really fighting that battle right now, man, because I do a lot. I put, and then, like I said, people know what you do, bro. But sometimes, man, when it come to us, and I just speak on my, like, people I have been around, I had to learn to cut people off, because people will just keep coming and coming and coming, and it'll take advantage of you. Feel me? And you'll be trying to search and see why, trying to figure out why you feel this way and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I question if there's some of us, like, or if this just our purpose. And not really, but like, I know I have to get a better relationship with the Most High. I've kind of like been on my own journey, and I get like that where I just feel like I be doing shit by myself, and I shouldn't be like that because I know better. It's just, man, I carry a lot on my shoulders. I've always been that way. I've always been that way, and he was talking about his father, right? And how he, you know, he look at the good his father did. I ain't gonna say, bro, I can't do that because I don't have that. I never had that. So he never did no good for me. You know, the best thing he probably did was, being not in my life. But then again, I can't say that because look at me now. Like, that's the thing I be trying to say, bro. You people see this and that, but they don't really see, they see the finished product, but they don't see what you gotta go through, bro. They don't see the fucked up moments. They don't see the heartbreaks. They don't see the tears that come out of your eyes. They don't see certain shit, bro, behind closed doors. Like, niggas be trying to act all hard and shit, but bro, I ain't been through a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't been through a totally lot. You feel me? So it's like I don't know, like everybody, like, and I had this discussion with I had a discussion with CJ on here one day about my father and certain things, man. I gotta tell everybody, y'all relationship with y'all father is different than what I have. You know what I mean? Like, I know what I've been through with this man, and I know what I haven't been through with this man. And when you know, like, I don't know if anybody really accept or understand abandonment, but the worst part about it is being abandoned by a parent. I don't like that shit. To me, bro, is the most craziest thing. How can you abandon your own child that you brought into this world? And for them to go and have to figure out life is probably why I've been so stressed out and on, like, just my anxiety been crazy, because I don't want my kids to ever have to figure out life by themselves. And I be going through my own goddamn emotions and all this type of shit, bro. Like, I don't know, dog. I be going through my own fucking problems. And I know I got to get right to be here for them. But even then, they going to have their own path, their own journey that I have to let them go on. And it scares me because it's like, damn, sometimes I see myself redoing the same bullshit that I did. And I didn't have a father. So it's like, did I do something wrong? Did I fuck up somewhere? And I know I'm not a perfect parent, so I know I messed up a lot of things. But in the same breath, it's like, damn, bro, I don't want to see y'all go down this route. I don't want to see y'all having to hustle and do certain things that, you know what I mean, that can end y'all up in jail. I don't want you be arguing with females and letting them control your emotions. I don't want my daughter to think that she could buck up at a male and it's gonna end a result, and then he end up like, it's certain shit that I worry about. You get what I'm saying? So I have these thoughts, and it drives me out insane, bro. You feel me? Like, it drives me crazy. Like, that's why I hate, even yet, like the other week when the lights went out, my daughter had a fit about, her phone being dead. I got so mad, bro, because it's like, I got so mad, man, because it's like, I wasn't mad, but I just got mad at myself, because, like, damn, bro, did I really mess them up in a way? Like, did I, like, by doing this shit, like, giving them too much, these tablets, phones, iPhones at a certain age, like, I fucked up. Like, and don't get me wrong, they read books, like, don't get me wrong, like, they do that. Like, so I know it's a balance to it. And then it could be a good thing because, you know what I mean, we are living in a world of AI. So you want your kids to understand it. They don't want to be too behind, but it's like, damn, bro, I wanted so much more for them. And I was doing that shit, but it's like, I don't know, man. I question it, bro. You get what I'm saying? But let me get to this last clip real quick, man.
Classic. Mr. Wilson, I need to get my ducks in a row.
Right.
And I joke, so when have you ever seen ducks in a row? You know, and they start laughing. I'm like, yes, you want to be prepared. Yes, you want to have your finances in order if you can. She's called a helper for a reason as well. Maybe that's what it took for me, because now I truly value who my wife is in my life.
Right.
That I can be transparent, and what makes it even more powerful, Bishop, is when she see you move through the fear.
Yeah.
When you can say, yeah, babe, I'm a little nervous here, or I'm scared this might not go well, but you still walk through it.
Right.
That's a testimony.
Yeah.
I seen you walk through that. But if she never sees it, then you get mad like they don't care.
Yeah.
You look like you're not affected by anything.
Right.
You know, and so I believe that's the main reason that men hesitate with marriage. And then you got the fear of divorce. You know, that's really big as well.
Right.
Taking your money.
Right.
But if you got the right woman and you know it,
right,
there's still this hesitancy because well, she still loves me when she knows who I really am.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think we have that about a lot of relationships.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Would you love me if you really knew who I was? And I think that's the deepest kind of loneliness. Loneliness has nothing to do with how many people are around you.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Loneliness is all about the depth to which you allow somebody to see inside of you. Intimacy. Intimacy. Intimacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you deep.
Because there's something disarming and vulnerable about somebody seeing into you, especially when you're a leader, a teacher, profound, and it's no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know, and all of a sudden you have to be transparent and say, you know,
you could make millions from a single trade.
Tired of influencers making unrealistic investment claims? Let's skip this one. Robinhood can help you build your portfolio starting with just $1.
Trade your favorite crypto assets at one of the lowest costs on average.
Robinhood offers advanced trading tools to help you stay ahead of the crypto curve.
Expand your investment toolkit. Sign up for Robinhood today.
This story helped me so much. I went to my doctor. I had the flu, and he was writing out the prescription for me to get some medication for the flu. And while he was doing it, I noticed his nose was running. And I thought, you have a profession, but that doesn't stop you from being vulnerable to the same infections that I have. You know how to treat me. But you also still can have the same problems that I do. And I think our country, our world has problems with the fact that we are but men.
You have a doctor who's struggling with his weight.
Yeah.
And is trying to tell you not to do it. And that's why I love being transparent where men could see that, because it frees them from this facade that so many wear, like, we're all works in progress.
Right.
I may be a little further than you and a little further, behind the next man in front of me. But when men could really see, like, wow, just to hear what you struggle with.
Right.
I'm human.
Right.
I'm a human being, and I fought to embrace that, and I won't go back into that box where I have to pretend everything's okay when it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
It's not. No, repression of emotion is very dangerous. I believe it increases your chances of cancer by 30%, emotional suppression. You know, so it's like, no, I'm okay. I'm going to express myself in a controlled manner. Of course, I don't want to be dogmatic with my wife, becoming a good verbal process, even with parenting. I told a father recently, you're already strong.
Right.
Your presence is discipline.
Right.
The reason they're still not falling in line because they miss the love.
I think we need our wives, and we need the intimacy that they give to us, but I also think we need male friends.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that sometimes we're too heavy to drop all that weight on her.
Sometimes. No, my wife told me, because she wanted that access, but then one day she was like, okay, look, I don't need to know everything. You know? And I call it the huddle principle, just like in football.
Right.
When Tom Brady in the Super Bowl against, I think it was Super Bowl 50 against the Atlanta Falcons, at halftime, there no team had ever come back from a deficit that great.
Right.
Could you imagine if he came to the huddle and like, look, I got some rings, y'all got some rings, we're not going to win. You know, let's just play this out and get out of here. That would have changed the entire vibe of that team. A friend of mine, Trey Flowers, who played on that team, said that was the opposite. He came to the huddle. If he felt doubt, you didn't feel it. You didn't know it. Same thing when we come home. Read the room. Where's my wife at right now? What can you take right now?
Right.
And so I've learned to be considerate with that, because here it is, sharing a problem and you'll create another one.
Right.
So that's what your friends is for. Like my brother Ron, who's here, is like, I can call him when it's heavy and he can call me. Like, I don't ever want it just about me.
Right.
So I always leave room open for my brother, because he needs an ear as well.
See, to me, we just had a meal. And you brought a dish and I brought a dish, and we shared a meal together. Because if you're always the one cooking and you don't get to eat,
that's good.
That gets to be mundane.
Yes.
So I get to eat from the plate of your wisdom, you get to eat from the plate of my wisdom, and we both walk away wiser than we were before we sat down. The reason I'm doing this podcast is to expose people. There are some things that preaching doesn't give you.
Yeah, I don't know why that shit went off like that. I'm gonna put the link to the whole video because it's longer than that. I just made some clips, but I don't know, man. Like, that was just one of the best ones. I wish I could have did better on this episode. As y'all could tell, I'm not having the best of days, man. It's a lot being a single father, y'all. Like, and it's a lot being consistent doing this shit. You feel me? Some days gonna be good. Some days gonna be like, hey man, I'm just trying to get through it, trying to make sure I stay consistent. And that's the realness that you get with me, bro. Like, I can't fake what I'm going through. I ain't finna fake like everything great. I might not get into everything, but we all got our problems. And I know people really going through life situations out here, for real. So if I can be one of the voices that just get on here and, you know, say some things that, like, we all going through it. Everybody just, you're not by yourself, bro. Like, I know people right now that's on my phone, and he's right. As men, we need those type of, like, brothers around, bro, like that you can count on. I know I got them now. It took me a while to swivel through them, but even then, I got brothers that I don't even talk about. You know what I mean? Like Terrence, George, Jenny, like us, like a lot of them, bro. Like, it's a few of them. We don't talk every day, as I talk to maybe Nate and Jared, or how I used to talk to Q, but it's a lot of them, bro, that I still keep around, and just, you know, good energy people that be still going through stuff, and we could talk about it, no judgmental stuff, you know what I mean? And a lot of them married. That'd be the craziest thing, bro. Like, I love to see my bro, like I say, married, man. And like, I gotta get to that point where I can be able to trust a female enough to let her into me, where I need that companionship, because like, we always meant to have somebody on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a black woman, y'all. Like, it's gonna probably, like, knock on wood, hopefully, yo. Like, I ain't trying to step out or nothing. Like, I love my black woman, and like, I hate that, you know, I hate like I'm gonna play this clip right here, right, and then I get back into it, bro, because I think this message, after I say this, it'll
How you
You'll see
doing
what I mean
today?
with
Lynn
it.
Jones, Jacksonville Free Press News. I just want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
You
you.
hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
And you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll say this. I was watching a clip on Joe Budden, and then Martin, Ice bitch asses get on here, and I just, and I hate to say it like that, but I never liked it. Mark Ice might just have, I don't want to say that about Ice, but Mark, like, y'all give these niggas so much of these credit because they have these degrees, but the degrees doesn't mean, bro, that just means you could pass these white people a way of intelligence, bro. You could pass the how they want you pay, like what they want you to, whatever information they get, you understand it and all that shit, and you pass what they giving you. But real life, bro, like, come on, dog. You want a reporter to be a reporter and that she supposed to be doing it just the way that they so-called hire or whatever, bro. Y'all full of shit. Who are you to say how this woman supposed to be, like how she supposed to react at that moment of time, bro? She was giving life into that, bro, and you don't get life into. That's what a black queen does, bro. We not talking about these no bitches, no ratchet ass 304s. We talking about a black queen that gives life into somebody, bro. You get what I'm saying? That gives a, they always been like this, bro. The real black queens, they give life. They used to give life into the family. You get what I'm saying? And we have lost that. And you not gonna get on here, bro, and get on that big ass platform that Joe Budden has called and act like she did something wrong, because she did nothing wrong, bro. I don't see how you can even fix your mouth to say that she did something wrong. Like, we had this stereotype, and we've been really, really like fucked up in the mind where it's like, oh, you gotta act this way or you gotta be this way in certain ways like that. Yeah, I get it in certain places and certain things. I do get it. That wasn't one of them. She didn't do nothing wrong. She didn't down him. I could see if she was telling him he was a piece of shit as a coach and you need to be fired. But she gave that man life. This team ain't been that good in a while. Probably since Jalen Ramsey been there. Since he left them days. You get what I'm saying? That's the last time I really remember them being in the playoffs, being something good. Bro, they had an excellent season without one of their star players in Travis Hunter. So you gonna not like, bro, that he might have needed to hear that right now. You don't know what a person might be going through, bro. And y'all sit y'all lame ass up there and like, bro, you literally, bro, that's why I never liked Mark Hill, bro. And you is a sucker, my nigga. And I say that shit in your motherfucking face, dog. You was a sucker for certain shit that you do. This is the same man that believes a trans man is a woman. But that took me, like, ever since he said that, I knew what type of motherfucker he was and how he rolled, dog. So I don't give a fuck how smart y'all think this man is, bro. Like, no, dog. Like, you can miss me with that shit. That queen did nothing wrong. Most shout out to her for bringing life. And I wish it was more black women out there that brought life and not just to him. I don't want to make it a race thing, but bring life back into us black men. You feel me? A lot of us don't have that. Thank God some of us do have it for the ones that do, but a lot of us don't have that can bring life into us, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, I worry about certain things with my boys out here dating certain females, dog. Like, I want them to understand what a woman is, bro. Like, that's why I say, bro, they relationship with their mom, I want them to have certain relationship because I want them to feel that. I don't want them to have no empty hole in their heart or in their feelings about certain things. And I got to do better with certain things in myself, just showing them how to be a man and everything. Even when it comes to my daughter, like, there's certain things I want her to know. And life sometimes takes us away from that because we just be working. And I be thinking about, like, even with my bros and their kids, I be like, do they have these same conversations? Do they worry about their kids and how life is going to be for them and stuff like that? Like, that's real conversations I really want to really have. I just ain't really, I've been going through my own shit. Like, I got my homeboy Dito, his mom, like, I feel bad. I haven't checked up on her as much as I should. That shit bothers me, bro, because it be so much shit going on in life, bro. You know what I mean? And I know I shouldn't put so much up on me, but, bro, that's just how I've been. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ask, like, nobody can ask me to do nothing. I just do what I do because that's who I am. And if I can help and be there for somebody, I will. You know what I mean? As far as that, yo, man, I appreciate whoever turns into this channel, whoever watches my videos. I appreciate it, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here, yo, and just get my day started. This is episode number shit. Boy, I be forgetting these shit, dog. I think 90 something. I know it's 90 something, y'all. I just said the shit earlier. 96, y'all. I had to make sure I get the numbers right. Please like and subscribe, y'all. If you feel like I'm doing something wrong, let me know, y'all. Y'all let me know in the chat, bro. If I feel like I need to do something else, bro, or talk about something else, or if it's a topic that y'all want me to touch on, bro, I'll touch on it. Let me know, man. Like, we just gonna keep working and grinding and seeing where this go, bro. Like, I do this shit to get a message out. I do this shit because, you know, and I think that's probably another thing. I might have to cut back some days from doing this so much. This shit is drained for y'all. Being on this motherfucker all day. Not even all day, but just being on here all day. Sometimes, bro, it be drainful. But I appreciate the ones who do support me, who do look, who do watch this, and take the time just to listen to what I have to say, bro. Because like I be having so much, I'm an overthinker. And so sometimes, like, bro, even when I get spazzing out, bro, I type fast, I go through, I be trying to do so many things at one time. And that's why a lot of times my sentences and my text messages be fucked up because I'm literally doing something, or I might get angry or something like that. Like my mind's always racing. And I haven't been smoking, y'all. So like like everything's just been everything. I'm just trying to figure everything out, y'all. So I appreciate everybody that support me, that rock with me. And like I said, I'm trying to get better at this every single day. As much as I do it, as much as I can, y'all. And we just gonna go from there. Peace, y'all. I'm out this bitch. Rest in peace to my brother Q.